In this video, we have to discuss the next point from the topic differentiation. That sub-point is derivatives of the parametric functions. Okay? What is meant by parametric functions? That first of all we have to discuss that. Suppose that we have to consider x is equal to f of t. Variable x is a function of t. And suppose that we have to consider y is equal to g of t. Suppose that we have to consider these two equations. X is a function of t, y is equal to g of t. These equations are nothing but simply the relation between the two variables x and y. The relation between the two variables x and y, and that relation is maintained by the variable t. That relation is maintained by the variable t. It means that these two functions bounded together by the variable t. We have to know that in the family there is a one member. That member bounded all the family members together. Okay, like that. These are the family members x and y. These are the family members, and this t. This bounded these two family members x and y. Okay. Now x is equal to f of t, y is equal to g of t. Then the functional relation between these two variables x and y. There is a functional relation between the two variables x and y, and that functional relation is maintained by the variable t, and that the value of that t belongs to the closed interval a to b. If you have to take any value of t from this closed interval a to b, we have to get the corresponding value of x. Also, we have to get the corresponding value of y. Okay. Now, suppose that we have to consider the simple example. Suppose that x is equal to a sin t, and we have to consider that y is equal to a cos t. These two equations we have to consider. Now, in these two equations, x is equal to a sin t, y is equal to a cos t. What is the common? The common thing is that only t. Because the variable t is common to both the equations. X is equal to a sin t and y is equal to a cos t. Suppose that we have to square in both sides. X square is equal to a square sin square t. And suppose that y square is equal to a square cos square t. And suppose that we have to taking the additions of these two equations, then what we have to get? X square plus y square is equal to a square sin square t plus a square cos square t. From this we have to take the a square common, so that x square plus y square is equal to a square into sin square t plus cos square t. And we have to know that it is a standard identity, sin square t plus cos square t. For any value of t belongs to set of real number, the value of this sin square t plus cos square t is nothing but 1, so that we can write x square plus y square is equal to a square. In the 11th standard, we have to already discuss the topic circle. We have to know that this equation x square plus y square is equal to a square. This is the equation of a circle with center at origin O00 and having radius is a. It means that what is the relation between x and y? This relation, x square plus y square is equal to a square. This is the relation between these two variables x and y, and this relation is maintained by the third variable, that is the t. Now what we have to call the t? If two variables x and y are defined separately, if the two variables x and y are defined separately as the functions of the intermediate variable. Intermediate variable means we have to take the help of the another variable. Suppose that here we have to take the variable t, then this intermediate variable t is called as the parameter. Intermediate variable t is called as a parameter, and these two equations, x is equal to f of t and y is equal to g of t, are called as the parametric functions. Suppose that we have to take a simple example. Suppose that we have to consider this as a river. Okay. And on the both the ends of the river or both the sides of the river, suppose that here small village is there. Suppose that here, suppose that village number 1. On this side there is another village. Suppose that village number 2. Now the peoples which are living in the village 1 and living in the village 2, they want to connect to each other, but there is a big river between them. How to connect these people to each other? There is a one method is that we have to know that is the bridge. It means that suppose that this one has a bridge on this river. Means suppose that this is the variable x, this is the variable y. To connect these two variables, we have to require the bridge, and in the mathematics, that bridge is nothing but the parameter t. In this way, we have to simply understand mean that what is meant by parameter. Two functions are there: x is equal to f of t, y is equal to g of t. We want to connect these two functions or these two equations. We have to take the help of the third variable t. Then that t is called as a parameter. And these two equations, x is equal to f of t and y is equal to g of t, are called as the parametric functions. After that, we have to discuss the theorem related to the derivatives of the parametric functions. What is the statement of that theorem? Now we have to discuss that. Now, first of all, we have to discuss the statement of the derivatives of the parametric functions. Whatever the theorem related to that. What is the statement? If x is equal to f of t and y is equal to g of t are differentiable functions of t. X is a function of t, y is a function of also t. It means that both x and y are differentiable functions of t. X and y are differentiable functions of t means what? Derivative of x with respect to t exists, means dx by dt exists. Y is a differentiable function of t. It means that derivative of y with respect to t exists, that is dy by dt exists. So that y is a differentiable function of x. X is a function of t, y is a function of t, and this is the parametric function. So that x is y is a differentiable function of x, and with the condition that if dx by dt is not equal to 0, then dy by dx is equal to dy by dt divided by dx by dt. Now we have to discuss the proof of this theorem. What is the given here? X is equal to f of t and y is equal to g of t. That is the given. So what is the given here? Given x is equal to f of t, y is equal to g of t. Okay? X is a dependent on t, y is a dependent on t. It means that t is not dependent on x and y. It means that t is an independent variable. This first we have to understand the independent variable and dependent variable. Here t is an independent variable, x and y are the dependent variables on the t. So that when we have to write the increment, first we have to write the increment in the independent variable. If there is an increment or there is a not increment in t, then there is a no increment or there is an increment in the dependent variable. पहिल्यांदा independent variable ओळखा. इथे इंडिपेंडेंट व्हेरिएबल कोण आहे टी, कारण x हा तुमचा t वर डिपेंडंट आहे, y हा कोणावर डिपेंडंट आहे, t वर डिपेंडंट आहे. म्हणजे दोन्ही x आणि y हे कोणावर डिपेंडंट आहे, t वर आहे. त्यामुळे t हा काय झाला इंडिपेंडेंट व्हेरिएबल झाला आणि x आणि y हे काय झाले डिपेंडंट व्हेरिएबल कोणावर t वर असते. जर तुमच्या इंडिपेंडेंट व्हेरिएबल मध्ये इन्क्रीमेंट होत नसेल किंवा चेंज होत नसेल तर तुमच्या डिपेंडंट व्हेरिएबल मध्ये चेंज किंवा इन्क्रीमेंट होणार नाही. जर तुमच्या इंडिपेंडेंट व्हेरिएबल मध्ये जर चेंज होत असेल तर डिपेंडंट व्हेरिएबल मध्ये पण काय होणार आहे, चेंज होणार आहे. त्यामुळे सो दॅट वी हॅव टू फर्स्ट अंडरस्टँड दॅट व्हिच इज द इंडिपेंडेंट व्हेरिएबल. हियर टी इज द इंडिपेंडेंट व्हेरिएबल. सो दॅट वी हॅव टू स्टार्ट द प्रूफ ऑफ दिस थेरम. लेट डेल्टा टी बी द स्मॉल change in the variable t. Delta t is the small change in the variable t. Here means we have to take the change in the independent variable. That change, that small change is the delta t. If there is a change in the independent variable, there must be change in the dependent variable. Delta x, delta y be the corresponding change in x and y respectively. Means there is a change in the independent variable, there must be change in the dependent variable x and y. If as suppose that as delta t tends to 0, what is the meaning of this? means there is a no change or whatever the change in the t, that change is, goes toward the 0. That is mean that there is a no change in the independent variable, there must be no change in the dependent variable. That is, as delta t tends to 0, delta x also tends to 0, delta y also tends to 0. Now we have to consider the incremental ratio. Which increment ratio we have to consider? That delta y divided by delta x. This ratio we have to consider, that delta y divided by delta x. This ratio delta y divided by delta x we can also write as delta y divided by delta t divided by delta x divided by delta t. What I do here? I will divide the numerator and denominator both by delta t. मी numerator आणि denominator ला काय केलं? delta t ला काय केलं? divide केलं. म्हणजे delta y upon delta t divided by delta x upon delta t. हा जो डिनॉमिनेटर आहे तो उलटून गिनून केला तर डेल्टा टी ला डेल्टा टी काय होईल? कॅन्सल होईल. तुमची मूळची जी व्हॅल्यू होती डेल्टा अपॉन डेल्टा एक्स ही काय राहील? ॲज इट इज राहील. सो दॅट डेल्टा अपॉन डेल्टा एक्स इज इक्वल टू डेल्टा अपॉन डेल्टा टी डिवाइडेड बाय डेल्टा एक्स डिवाइडेड बाय डेल्टा टी. हियर कंडिशन मस्ट बी दैट डेल्टा एक्स डिवाइडेड बाय डेल्टा टी इज नॉट इक्वल टू 0. ओके, so that this ratio never be tends to 0, this value never be equal to 0. After that, what we have to do that we have to take the limit on both sides. But when we have to take the limit, we have to must be take the limit with respect to small change in the independent variable. ज्यावेळी तुम्ही लिमिट दोन्ही साइडचे घेणार आहे त्यावेळी जे लिमिट घेणार आहे ते इंडिपेंडंट व्हेरिएबल्सच्या रिलेटेड काय करायचंय? तुम्हाला काय करायचं? लिमिट घ्यायचंय. त्यामुळे इंडिपेंडंट व्हेरिएबल हा अतिशय महत्त्वाचा आहे. मागचे जे काही दोन थेरम झाले, डेरिव्हेटिव्ह ऑफ कंपोजिट फंक्शन आणि डेरिव्हेटिव्ह ऑफ इनव्हर्स ट्रिगोनोमेट्रिक फंक्शन, त्यामध्ये पण आपण काय घेतलं? लिमिट इंडिपेंडंट व्हेरिएबल्सच्या रिलेटेड घेतलेलं आहे. त्यामुळे इंडिपेंडंट व्हेरिएबल व्यवस्थित आयडेंटिफाय करणं गरजेचं आहे. नाउ वी हैव टू टेक द लिमिट ऑन बोथ साइड एज डेल्टा x टेंड्स टू 0 by taking limit as delta t tends to 0 on both sides. So that what you have to get? Limit of delta y upon delta x as delta t tends to 0 is equal to limit of delta y upon delta t divided by delta x upon delta t, limit as delta t tends to 0. We have to take the limit of the LHS. Also we have to take the limit of the RHS. Okay. Also by using the algebra of limits, here question is there. इथं काय भागाकार आहे, त्यामुळे न्यूमरेटरचं सेपरेट लिमिट घेऊ शकता, डिनॉमिनेटरचं सेपरेट लिमिट घेऊ शकता. Also इथं काय बघा, डिनॉमिनेटर मध्ये काय डेल्टा एक्स आहे. The limit of delta upon delta x as delta tends to 0. Here divided by काय तुमचं delta x आहे. So that here we have to must be required limit as delta x tends to 0. So that already here we have to mention that as delta t tends to 0, delta x also tends to 0. It means that as we have to say that the delta t tends to 0, it means that we have to say that delta x tends to 0. इथं जरी delta t tends to 0 जरी लिहिलेलं असेल तर त्याच वेळी त्यामध्ये काय बदलेलं आहे तर delta x also tends to 0. So that as delta t tends to 0, delta x also tends to 0. So that we have to change the limit of this. So that we can write limit of delta y upon delta x as delta x tends to 0 is equal to numerator and denominator से separate limit है. Limit as delta t tends to 0, delta y upon delta t divided by limit of delta x divided by delta t, limit as delta t tends to 0. Okay. Suppose that we have to give the number as a first. We will repeat that. We have to start at x is equal to f of t and y is equal to g of t. We have to start the proof of this theorem. Let delta t. Delta t is nothing but the change in the independent variable. Let delta t be the small change in the variable t. Let delta x, delta y be the corresponding change in x and y respectively. As there is no change in the independent variable, there is no change in dependent variable. It means that delta t tends to 0, delta x tends to 0, delta y tends to 0. Consider delta y upon delta x. In the proof, what we have to prove that dy by dx. How to keep in the mind? What we have to prove that dy by dx. To start the proof, we have to consider it in the form of increment. It is in the form of the derivative. कोणत्या फॉर्म मध्ये डेरिव्हेटिव्ह मध्ये. तिथे कन्सिडर करताना कोणत्या फॉर्म मध्ये करायचं, इन्क्रिमेंटच्या फॉर्म मध्ये करायचं. म्हणजे काय ना डेल्टा अपॉन डेल्टा x इज इक्वल टू, आता न्यूमरेटर आणि डिनॉमिनेटरला काय केलं आपण, डेल्टा t ने काय केलं, डिवाइड केले. म्हणजे डेल्टा अपॉन डेल्टा t डिवाइडेड बाय डेल्टा x अपॉन डेल्टा t. आफ्टर दैट वी हैव टू टेक द लिमिट ऑन द बोथ साइड एंड डेल्टा t टेंड्स टू 0. ये delta t is nothing but the increment in the independent variable, so that we have to take the limit related to independent variable. By using the algebra of limit, we have to take the separate limit of the numerator and denominator. Also, delta t tends to 0 means delta x also tends to 0, so that we have to change the limit of this, as it is nothing but delta x tends to 0. We have to give the number first. Okay, in the statement we have to already given that x is equal to f of t and y is equal to g of t are differentiable functions of t. Means x and y are differentiable functions of t, so that here x and y are differentiable functions of t. So that x and y are differentiable functions of t means that the limit of x with respect to t exists, limit of y with respect to t is also exists, means dx by dt exists, dy by dt exists. According to the Leibniz notation, what we have to write the value of dx by dt, that is nothing but limit of delta x upon delta t, as delta t tends to 0 is equal to dx by dt, and limit of delta y upon delta t, as delta t tends to 0, this is nothing but dy by dt. Suppose that we have to give the number as the second. Now we have to use the second in first in the RHS. इज RHS आहे फर्स्ट थिंग, ह्यामध्ये काय करणार, सेकंड आपण यूज करणार आहे. लिमिट ऑफ डेल्टा अपॉन डेल्टा टी एज डेल्टा टी टेंड्स टू 0, इट्स वैल्यू इज नथिंग बट dx by dt. Limit of delta upon delta t as delta t tends to 0, its value is nothing but dy by dt. Limit of delta x upon delta t as delta t tends to 0, its value is nothing but dx by dt. So we have to use the second in the RHS of first. Using 2 in 1, we get using 2 in 1 we get, okay, so that LHS of 1 keep as it is, so that we can write limit of delta y upon delta x as delta t tends to 0 is equal to. Now what is the value of this numerator? It is nothing but the dy by dt, divided by, what is the value of the denominator? It is nothing but the dx by dt, so that we have to use dx by dt. Okay, so here we have to substitute the value of numerator and denominator. Suppose that we have to give the number for this third. Okay, so here we have to change that delta x tends to 0. Delta x tends to 0. Now the RHS of these three exists. Why? Because the dy by dt derivative exists, dx by dt this derivative is exists, so that this ratio is also exists, so that we can say that RHS of t exists, so that LHS of t exists, and it is, if this RHS of this three exists and it is a finite, then LHS of this three exists and it is a finite, and according to the Leibniz notation, its value is nothing but the dy by dx. The RHS of 3 exists and it is also finite, so that LHS of 3 exists and it is a finite, and it is nothing but dy by dx. So dy by dx is nothing but the limit of delta y upon delta x as delta x tends to 0, so that we can use here this value. So that dy by dx is equal to dy by dt divided by dx by dt, with the condition that dx by dt is not equal to 0. This will here we have to complete the proof of this theorem. In the next, after this, we have to discuss some example related to this. To discuss the examples, we have to discuss the examples from the exercise 1.4. From that, we have to discuss the question number 1. What is the question number 1? Find dy by dx if. We have to consider the first example. X is equal to 80 square, y is equal to twice 80. To solve the examples on the derivatives of the parametric functions, we have to must know the simple concept related to derivative. It means that we have to know the standard formulas, how to take that derivative. That we have to know that. We have to know that basic concept related to derivative. So that we have to must be understand how to take the derivative, what are the standard formulas are there. Okay, first example is what? X is equal to 80 square, y is equal to twice 80. X is a function of t, y is also here function of t. Is what is the who maintain the relation between the x and y? T maintain the relation between x and y, so that here t is a parameter. We have to easily understand the examples on the derivatives of the parametric functions, or we have to easily identify the examples on the derivatives of the parametric functions. If you have to given the two equations, then we have to click that these examples on the derivatives of the parametric functions. Here x is equal to 80 square, y is equal to twice 80. These examples on the derivatives of the parametric function. Here t is a parameter. We have to write the given equations. First, here we have to say that x is a function of t, y is a function of t. So that we have to know that if x is a function of t, it means that x is a differentiable function of t. So that we have to differentiate x with respect to t. So that we have to differentiate both the equations with respect to t. So that we can write dw with respect to t. We get. We have to differentiate this x with respect to t. Differentiation of x with respect to t is nothing but dx by dt. A is a constant, so that we have to take the outside the derivative. We have to write outside. Now we have to take the derivative of t square. We have to write the derivative of t square, and we have to know the formula related to power function. d dx of x raised to n is nothing but n into x raised to n minus 1. We have to take the power as it is, and from the power we have to minus 1. Similarly here, we have to take the power as it is, and from the power we have to minus 1. 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is nothing but 1. If you have to write, it's okay. If you have to cannot write, it's also okay. So that also we have to differentiate this derivative y with respect to t is equal to is nothing but the dy by dt. Here 2a is a constant, so that we have to take the outside the derivative. Now what is the differentiation of this t with respect to t is nothing but the 1. Differentiation of t with respect to t is nothing but 1. So that we can write dx by dt is equal to twice at. 2 minus 1 is nothing but 1. Here dy by dt is nothing but twice a. Okay. Here t is a parameter. Therefore, we can write dy by dx. We can find the value of dy by dx, and t is a parameter, so that we can write dy by dx is equal to dy by dt divided by dx by dt. In the numerator, we have to put the value of dy by dt. In the denominator, we have to put the value of dx by dt. But here we have to first find the value of dx by dt, then we have to find the value of dy by dt. इथं जर तुम्ही डेरिव्हेटिव्ह ऑफ पॅरामेट्रिक फंक्शनचा जर थेरम बघितला तर न्यूमरेटर मध्ये काय लिहितो आपण dy by dt लिहितो, डिनॉमिनेटर मध्ये काय लिहितो आपण dx by dt लिहितो. पण इथं फाइंड करता आपण सुरुवातीला काय फाइंड करतोय dx by dt फाइंड करतोय, नंतर काय करतोय dy by dt फाइंड करतोय. So that when we have to substitute the values in this theorem, we have to very careful that we have to put proper values in that proper place. म्हणजे जिथं dy by dt आहे तिथं dy by dt चीच व्हॅल्यू पुट करा, जिथं dx by dt आहे तिथं dx by dt चीच व्हॅल्यू पुट करा. कारण इथं पहिल्यांदा dx by dt आहे त्यामुळे डायरेक्ट तुम्ही न्यूमरेटर मध्ये पुट करायचं आहे. 2 नंबरला dy by dt आहे त्यामुळे डायरेक्ट तुम्ही डिनॉमिनेटर मध्ये पुट करा. ते व्यवस्थित बघा, न्यूमरेटर मध्ये कोणाची व्हॅल्यू पुट करायची आहे, डिनॉमिनेटर मध्ये कोणाची व्हॅल्यू पुट करायची आहे. सो दॅट वी कॅन राइट dy by dx is equal to what is the value of dy by dt? dy by dt is nothing but twice a. dy by dt is nothing but twice a. The value of dx by dt is nothing but twice at. 2a get cancel. So that dy by dx is equal to 1 by t. dy by dx is nothing but 1 by t. And what we have to find the value of dy by dx. It is the required value dy by dx is equal to 1 upon t of this given parametric function. Now we have to discuss the next example, that is example number 2. Now what is the example number 2? X is equal to a cot theta, y is equal to b cosec theta. Here x is a function of theta, y is a function of theta. And bounding between x and y is adapted by the third variable theta. So that theta is here parameter. So that this is the example from the derivatives of the parametric functions. Here x is a function of theta, y is a function of theta. So that we have to differentiate with respect to theta. So that we can write dw with respect to theta we get. Okay. First we have to differentiate x with respect to theta is nothing but dx by d theta is equal to, here a is a constant. So that we can write outside the derivative into derivative of this cot theta. Cot theta is the standard formula. What is the derivative of cot theta? What is the derivative of cot theta? Yes, correct. Derivative of cot theta is nothing but minus cosec square theta. Minus cosec square theta. Also we have to differentiate this y with respect to theta, that is dy by d theta is equal to b into cosec theta is also standard formula related to this cosec theta. There is a standard formula related to cosec theta. So that what is the derivative of cosec theta with respect to theta? Think about that. Yes, correct. Minus cosec theta into cot theta minus cosec theta into cot theta. So I will rewrite as it is dx by d theta is equal to minus a cosec square theta. Dx by d theta is equal to minus a cosec square theta. dy by d theta is equal to minus b cosec theta into cot theta. Okay. Now we have to find the value of dy by dx, and here theta is a parameter. Here theta is a parameter. So that by using the theorem related to derivatives of the parametric function, we can write dy by dx is equal to, this is the main division sign. Okay. In the numerator we can write dy by d theta, because theta is here parameter. In the previous example t is a parameter, so that we can write dy by dt. In this example, क्या example मध्ये theta हा parameter है, so that we can write dy by d theta divided by dx by d theta. And the value of this dx by d theta is not equal to 0. According to that, we have to take the values of the theta. इथं dx by d theta ची व्हॅल्यू 0 नसली पाहिजे. 0 न येण्यासाठी थीटावर काय केलेलं असणार, काय असणार आहे, रेस्ट्रिक्शन्स असणार आहे. आता इथं न्यूमरेटर आणि डिनॉमिनेटरची व्हॅल्यू पुट करा. dy by dx is equal to, न्यूमरेटर मध्ये व्हॅल्यू काय आहे, मायनस b into cosec theta into cot theta. डिनॉमिनेटर मध्ये काय, मायनस a into cosec square theta. ओके. इथे एक cosec theta आहे, तिथे दोन cosec theta आहे, आणि ते दोघंही न्यूमरेटर आणि डिनॉमिनेटर मध्ये आहेत. त्यामुळे डिनॉमिनेटर मधला एक cosec theta काय होईल, तुमचा न्यूमरेटरच्या ह्याला काय होईल, कॅन्सल होईल. इथं मायनस मायनस न्यूमरेटर आणि डिनॉमिनेटर मध्ये तेही काय होतील कॅन्सल होतील. म्हणजे dy by dx इज इक्वल टू b by a इंटू cot theta डिवायडेड बाय cosec theta. ते सिम्प्लिफाईड फॉर्म मध्ये लिहा. काय dy by dx is equal to b by a as it is. Okay, cot theta suppose that we have to keep as it is. Cosec theta 1 upon cosec theta is nothing but the sin theta. It means that into sin theta, that is b by a into what is the value of cot theta? Cot is nothing but cos theta upon sin theta. Cos theta divided by sin theta into sin theta. Sin theta get cancelled. So that remaining b by a cos theta. Then dy by dx as it is. It is dy by dx is equal to b divided by a into cos theta, which is the required answer. Now we have to discuss the next example, that is example number 3rd. Okay, third example is x is equal to under square root of a square plus m square, y is equal to log of a square plus m square. इथं m आलाय त्यामुळे सावध राहा जरा. Now first of all we have to consider that x is equal to under square root of a square plus m square. We have to divide take the derivative separately. We have to differentiate this with respect to m. dw with respect to m we get. आपण एवढी एक्झाम्पल सॉल्व केलेले असतात की आपल्याला इतकी सवय झाली असते डिफरन्शिएट विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू एक्स, डिफरन्शिएट विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू एक्स, हे सारखे एक्झाम्पल सोडून डिफरन्शिएट विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू एक्स इतकी सवय बसलेली असते, चुकून आपण इथे डिफरन्शिएट विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू एक्स लिहिण्याची शक्यता आहे. त्यामुळे एक्झाम्पल अगदी व्यवस्थित काय करायचं बघायचं, डेरिव्हेटिव्ह विथ रिस्पेक्ट आपल्याला काय लिहायचं आहे. त्याच्या अगोदर वी हॅव टू सॉल्व दॅट एक्झाम्पल माइंडली. हे एक्झाम्पल काय करा माइंडली सॉल्व करा. आपण जर आपल्या डोळ्यासमोर जर ॲज अ टेस्ट म्हणून कन्सिडर केलं आणि त्या डोळ्यासमोर जर तुम्ही एक्झाम्पल सॉल्व केलं, कसं एक्झाम्पल सॉल्व करणार. समजा मी असं कन्सिडर केलं की x इज इक्वल टू अंडर स्क्वेअर ऑफ a स्क्वेअर प्लस m स्क्वेअर, y इज इक्वल टू लॉग ऑफ a स्क्वेअर प्लस m स्क्वेअर. तिथं m हा पॅरामीटर आहे, m हा पॅरामीटर आहे म्हणजे मला काय यूज करायचं आहे डेरिव्हेटिव्ह ऑफ पॅरामेट्रिक फंक्शन्स. काय आहे ते थेरम dy by dx इज इक्वल टू dy by dm डिवायडेड बाय dx बाय dm. हा थेरम मला माहित आहे. ह्यामध्ये जो RHS आहे त्यामध्ये मला व्हॅल्यू ठेवायची कुणाची dy बाय dm ची ठेवायची आहे, dx बाय dm ची ठेवायची. म्हणजे मला काय फाइंड करावं लागेल dy बाय dm फाइंड करावं लागेल, dx बाय dm फाइंड करावं लागेल. जर मला dx बाय dm फाइंड करायचं असेल तर मला काय कन्सिडर करावं लागेल x. मग x ची व्हॅल्यू काय आहे तर x इज इक्वल टू अंडर स्क्वेअर रूट ऑफ a स्क्वेअर प्लस m स्क्वेअर आहे. मग जर मी डिफरन्शिएट केलं तर काय dx बाय dm इज इक्वल टू जे स्क्वेअर रूट आहे त्याचं काय 1/2 टाइम्स स्क्वेअर रूट म्हणजे 1/2 टाइम्स अंडर स्क्वेअर रूट ऑफ a स्क्वेअर प्लस m स्क्वेअर इंटू कुणाची डेरिव्हेटिव्ह घेणार a स्क्वेअर प्लस m स्क्वेअर. त्यामध्ये a स्क्वेअर हा कॉन्स्टंट आहे त्याची 0 आहे, m स्क्वेअर ची किती 2m. म्हणजे माझे रिक्वायर्ड डेरिव्हेटिव्ह काय आहे 2m डिवायडेड बाय 2 टाइम्स अंडर स्क्वेअर रूट ऑफ a स्क्वेअर प्लस m स्क्वेअर. 2 गेट कॅन्सल होईल म्हणजे काय m डिवायडेड बाय अंडर स्क्वेअर रूट ऑफ a स्क्वेअर प्लस m स्क्वेअर. तसेच मी कुणाची व्हॅल्यू डेरिव्हेटिव्ह फाइंड करणार y ची. y ची व्हॅल्यू काय तर y इज इक्वल टू लॉग ऑफ a स्क्वेअर प्लस m स्क्वेअर. डेरिव्हेटिव्ह घेतले तर काय dy बाय dm आहे, लॉग ची काय 1 अपॉन जी काय असेल ते म्हणजे 1 अपॉन a स्क्वेअर प्लस m स्क्वेअर आहे. नंतर डेरिव्हेटिव्ह कुणाची घेणार a स्क्वेअर प्लस m स्क्वेअर ची डेरिव्हेटिव्ह घेणार आणि नंतर ह्या dx बाय dm आणि dy बाय dm ची व्हॅल्यू कुठे ठेवणार त्या थेरमच्या स्टेटमेंटचा जो प्रूफचा भाग आहे त्यामध्ये काय करणार पुट करणार. ज्याला काय कॅन्सल होते ते कॅन्सल करणार, राहिलेला भाग म्हणजे माझं काय असणार आन्सर असणार. म्हणजे ही माझे पुढे मी कसं सॉल्व करणार आहे ते एक्झाम्पल याची पूर्ण फ्रेम माझी काय तयार आहे. माझ्या डोळ्यासमोर ते सगळे एक्झाम्पल सॉल्व तयार आहे. फक्त आता मला काय करायचं आहे ते डोळ्यासमोरचं जे दिसतंय ते उचलून फक्त मला काय करायचं आहे कागदावर काय करायचं आहे लिहायचं. म्हणजे माझी चुकण्याची काही चुकणारच नाही एक्झाम्पल, कारण माझ्यासमोर सगळं आन्सर माझं तयार आहे. मी ते एक्झाम्पल कसं सॉल्व करणार आहे त्याचा पाथ पूर्ण तयार आहे. ओके, ओनली वी हॅव टू राईट ऑन द पेज. नाउ x is equal to under square root of a square plus m square. X is a function of m, so that we have to differentiate with respect to m. dx by dm is equal to, first I will keep the finger on root. what is the derivative of root? Derivative of root is nothing but 1 upon 2 times root. आतमध्ये जे काय दडलेलं आहे ते ॲज इट इज द्या. काय a स्क्वेअर प्लस m स्क्वेअर. रूट वरनं बोट कुठं जाईल? आतमध्ये जाईल. आतमध्ये कोण आहे? a स्क्वेअर प्लस m स्क्वेअर. त्याची डेरिव्हेटिव्ह मला विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू काय घ्यायचे? m घ्यायचे. म्हणजे d dm ऑफ a स्क्वेअर प्लस m स्क्वेअर. Now what we have to get? dx by dm is equal to 1 upon 2 times under square root of a square plus m square into a square. a हा कॉन्स्टंट आहे, a square बिचारा पण कॉन्स्टंट आहे. जर कॉन्स्टंट असेल तर ते कोणाला त्रास देत नाही, त्याची डेरिव्हेटिव्ह किती येते? 0 येते. प्लस m स्क्वेअर ची डेरिव्हेटिव्ह काय? पॉवर आहे तशी खाली, पॉवर मधून एक मायनस म्हणजे 2 - 1 किती राहते? 1 राहते. म्हणजे 2m. 0 plus 2m किती होते? 2m होते. म्हणजे काय? dx by dm is equal to 2m divided by 2 times under square root of a square plus m square. 2 ला 2 गयो. म्हणजे राहिलं काय? dx by dm is equal to m divided by काय राहील? under square root of a square plus m square. Similarly, we have to find the dy by dm, so that we have to consider the y. Next, y is equal to log of a square plus m square. Okay. Now we have to differentiate this with respect to m. We get y ची डेरिव्हेटिव्ह with respect to m काय? dy by dm. Okay. First we have to keep the finger on log. What is the derivative of log? 1 upon what? A square plus m square into d dm of. आता बोट पुन्हा जात ब्रॅकेट वर. त्याची डेरिव्हेटिव्ह d dm of a square plus m square. a square हा कॉन्स्टंट आहे, डेरिव्हेटिव्ह 0. m square ची डेरिव्हेटिव्ह काय? 2m. 0 plus 2m like this. इथे राहते 2m राहते. So that I write this as dy by dm is equal to 2m divided by a square plus m square. This is the value of dy by dm. This is the value of dx by dm. Here what is the parameter? M is the parameter. Here m is the parameter. So that I will write the theorem dy by dx. Because we want to find the value of dy by dx by using the derivatives of parameter dy by dm divided by dx by dm. ज्यांच्या त्यांच्या व्हॅल्यू त्या त्या ठिकाणी पुट करा with the condition that dx by dm is not equal to 0. Write that dx by dm is not equal to 0. So that dy by dx is equal to dy by dm ची व्हॅल्यू काय? 2m divided by a square plus m square. 2m divided by a square plus m square. dx by dm काय? m divided by under square root of a square plus m square. Okay. We know that on the television we have to lot of news are there. Yesterday there is a one statement is there, and today we have to change that statement, and there is a new statement is that. We have to take the reverse on that statement. Similarly, we have to divided by divided. We have to multiply the reciprocal of the denominator. ह्या denominator च्या reciprocal ला काय करा? Multiply करा, so that we can write dy by dx is equal to 2m divided by a square plus m square into याच्या रेसिप्रोकल मल्टिप्लाय करा अंडर स्क्वेअर रूट ऑफ a square plus m square divided by m. m ला m गेला म्हणजे काय राहिलं? dy by dx is equal to 2 times under square root of a square plus m square divided by इथं a square plus m square आहे. इथं स्क्वेअर रूट मध्ये काय? a square plus m square आहे. म्हणजे इथे कसं लिहिता येईल? अंडर स्क्वेअर रूट ऑफ a square plus m square ब्रॅकेट स्क्वेअर. स्क्वेअर आणि स्क्वेअर रूट निघून जाईल. a square plus m square ॲज इट इज आहे. न्यूमरेटर मध्ये एकच आहे, डिनॉमिनेटर मध्ये स्क्वेअर आहे. स्क्वेअर मधला एक काय होईल? कॅन्सल होईल. म्हणजे dy by dx is equal to 2 divided by under square root of s square plus m square, which is the required value of the dy by dx related to this parametric function. Now we have to discuss the next example. Example number 4 is x is equal to sin theta, y is equal to tan theta. X is a function of theta, y is a function of theta. This, what is the parameter? Theta is the parameter. So that we have to differentiate with respect to theta. dw with respect to theta, we get dx by d theta is equal to, what is the derivative of sin theta with respect to theta? It is nothing but cos theta. What is the derivative of y with respect to theta? dy by d theta. It is nothing but sec square theta. Derivative of tan theta is nothing but the sec square theta. Here theta is a parameter, so that here theta is a parameter. We can write dy by dx is equal to dy by d theta divided by dx by d theta, with the condition that dx by d theta is not equal to 0. Now we have to substitute the corresponding values. dy by dx is equal to, what is the value of dy by d theta? Sec square theta. Dx by d theta is nothing but cos theta. Okay, that is dy by dx is equal to sec square theta. 1 upon cos is nothing but sec theta. 1 upon cos theta is nothing but sec theta. So that sec square theta into sec theta, it is nothing but what? Correct, sec cube theta. dy by dx is equal to sec cube theta, which is the required answer. Now we have to discuss the example number 5. What is the example number 4? Sorry, example number 5. What is the example number 5? X is equal to a into 1 minus cos theta, y is equal to b into theta minus sin theta. X is a function of theta, y is a function of theta. We have to given the two equations. There is only common that in the both equations there is a variable theta. So that this is the example on the derivatives of the parametric functions. Now we have to consider that x is equal to a into 1 minus cos theta, y is equal to b into theta minus sin theta. We have to differentiate with respect to theta. dw with respect to theta, we get differentiation of this x with respect to theta is nothing but dx by d theta. A is a constant, we have to take the outside the derivative. 1 is a constant, is derivative 0 minus cos theta. What is the derivative of cos theta? Derivative of cos theta is nothing but minus sin theta. You have to change the bracket. A is a constant, we have to take the outside the derivative. 1 is a constant, is derivative 0. This minus original minus sign is there. Derivative of cos theta is nothing but the minus sin theta. Similarly, we have to take the derivative of y with respect to theta, that is dy by d theta. B is a constant, so that we have to take the outside the derivative. Derivative of this theta with respect to theta, same as the derivative of x with respect to x is nothing but 1. Similarly, derivative of theta with respect to theta is nothing but 1 minus, what is the derivative of sin theta? It is nothing but cos theta. So that we can write dx by d theta is equal to, this minus minus become plus, 0 plus sin theta is nothing but plus sin theta, that is a sin theta. Similarly, here we can write dy by d theta is equal to b into 1 minus cos theta. Here theta is a parameter. So that we can write dy by dx is equal to dy by d theta divided by dx by d theta. So that, what is the value of dy by d theta? Dy by d theta is nothing but b into 1 minus cos theta. Dx by d theta is nothing but a sin theta is equal to b into, what is the value of 1 minus cos theta? Standard identity is there. Its value is nothing but 2 times sin square theta by 2. 1 minus cos theta is nothing but 2 times sin square theta by 2 divided by a into, also we can write the sin theta in terms of half angle formula, that is 2 times sin theta by 2 into cos theta by 2. 2 times sin theta by 2 into cos theta by 2. Here square is there, here single one is there. From the square 1 get cancelled, 2 get cancelled. So that b by a into sin of theta by 2 divided by cos of theta by 2. Sin upon cos is nothing but the tan. So that we can write dy by dx is equal to b by a tan of theta by 2, which is the required answer. In the next video, we have to discuss the remaining examples from the exercise 1.4, that is the question number 1 and question number 2. Thank you.